So St. Patrick's Catholic School from first grade or kindergarten all the way through eighth grade. What was that experience like?
Um, it was good. There were nuns. I think there was one or two lay persons, but as teachers. But I don't know. It was good. I really didn't know anything else, any other school, because that's the first school that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. Did you go to school in Albany?
Yeah.
You might have, yeah. For a year,
Kindergarten and
couple
first
years.
grade in Albany.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like when you moved from St. Patrick's to the public school, the Ravena Coeymans
Um,
school?
It was fine because
Okay.
a lot of the kids, would go on there. Some went on to the Catholic schools in Albany, the Catholic high schools. But a lot of them, we all kind of followed through.
We
And,
had split sessions.
oh, yes.
I had 4 full years of split sessions because they didn't have enough schoolroom, and they had to split it. The freshmen and the sophomores went in the afternoon from 5 or 10 minutes after 12 until just before 5 o'clock. You only had 6 subjects. And then the juniors and seniors went in the morning from about 7:30 to 12 o'clock.
So you would just be going to school in the afternoons then, from like noon to
The
5?
first 2 years.
Wow. Oh, and then you shifted
Yeah.
over.
And
Yeah.
then when you're junior and senior, then you went in the morning, and that gave you a chance. I
Uh-huh.
mean, some of them went, got a job, part-time job.
But they were building the new high school.
Yeah.
And my sister was the first class to graduate from the new school, even though she never attended it.
Oh,
And
really?
the day of the graduation, the night, it rained.
Nice and
We had to
muddy.
walk on boards, and then the seniors wore white gowns. The girls wore white dresses, and then you had your gown. I can't remember what color it was. But anyways, one of the girls was walking into the school and she fell. She fell,
Oh, man.
and it was,
They didn't have any extra gowns for her, probably. Eh?
Well, this was when she was going in, so it was would have been the dress that she
Oh,
wore
underneath.
under her gown.
Okay.
Um,
That's probably for the best.
And
But I went 2
the
years.
the stage was done, but they didn't have curtains on it, and
Mhm.
things weren't finished at the school, but that was the only thing we got to see at the new school. We were the only class that had 4 full years of split sessions.
Wow.
I had 2 years of split session, going in the afternoon, and then the school opened for my the new high school, junior and senior year,
Okay.
and, graduated from there, which was outside, and they had grass growing.
You mentioned your mother and father earlier, and your mother had kind of an interesting career. I mean, she was a career woman at a
Yes.
time when most women did not have careers. Can you talk a little bit about that and what she did?
Well, she worked, she was a teller, and
Before that, she was, worked with the bookkeeping or, that part of the banking. And said she talked the vice president into letting her try being a teller. And he finally let her, and they were very satisfied. And like I said, she was the first woman teller in Albany.
and even years later, then she worked down in Ravena. It was a National Commercial Bank then too, before Key Bank took it over.
Yeah, she worked
But,
part-time because
she was working, down there, and a couple of the other banks too. She worked up in
Yeah, she used to work on Washington,
Calvin and
Calvin and
Calvin and
Washington
Washington
Avenue, in that
Avenue.
area. She worked there for quite a few years.
wherever if they needed her. But,
Okay. Do you think she took on that role just because she wanted to kind of break the ground a little bit for women, or was it just something that she just did and she wanted to do it?
I think she just wanted
So
to
I-
do it, and because money, is always tight, and especially.
Yeah, I think
No.
some of her friends kind of worked in that type of area too. They used to use the old contometers. I think my aunt used to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she worked for the bank or not.
Okay.
No, she worked for Montgomery Ward's because she got her mother a washing machine when they first came out.
All right. What else do you recollect about your mother that made her interesting and unique?
Well, then
She,
I don't know, it was in the, maybe in the sixties?
She met my father, and she always,
Well,
she'd be working in the bank, and then she'd come down and work on the farm, and they
Yeah.
used to have, my father raised lots and lots of tomatoes. And they used to have to pick the tomatoes, and then they put them out. My father made 10-foot long tables, and they'd have to sort them, wipe them, because they were, muddy. They would have to wipe them clean, he did, and they sort them by colors. Some were just, turning, and then there were like the orange ones and then the red ones. And then when he'd pack them in half-bushel baskets, he'd put the greener ones on the bottom and then build up to the top, to the ripe ones.
And she would help him do that?
Oh, yes, she
Yeah.
did, and then she took them to market, and I was young. She used to take me with her in the truck. We had a 2-ton big rack truck, and my father put boards, they built it, him and his father built the racks, and then they put boards across to make shelves so that you could stack all the vegetables without, them being crushed.
Mm.
And we used to take them up to the Manans Market, and then up further to, I think it's up in Waterford. Grand Union used to have a warehouse up there, and she used to do all that.
Okay.
and later on, down in the city of Albany, too, where the Empire Plaza is now, used to be some marketing down there.
Yeah, my
wholesalers.
grandparents had a little, what they called a little plot there, and they used to sell eggs and chickens and vegetables.
Mhm.
And my mother used to take things up there too.
Okay. So she kind of was not only the production, but doing some of the marketing of the farm produce as it was being
Yes,
created and produced. Okay. And she also had a career in real estate as well?
Yes, yeah, she worked with as a Hallenbeck, and got into it, really liked it, and then she ended up getting her own her real estate license, and so she had her own business. It was A Good Realty for Agnes Good, A
Mhm.
Good Realty,
Mm-hmm.
and then my stepfather also got his license, and the two of them worked together in real estate for quite a few years. I don't know just how long.
What era would that have been, in the 70s?
She
In the
started
late
about
60s.
1966, because remember when my son was born, she was into real estate right after that.
Okay.
I mean, even after my father wasn't in the picture, we still had a lot of tomatoes in the field. She planted a lot of tomatoes, and I hated going into the garden because they had big black and yellow spiders and the big fat green tomato worms.
Mm-hmm.
So I let Sis and Mom take care of that. They'd bring them in into the big long tables behind the farmhouse, and wipe all the tomatoes if they're too bad, and you dunk them in water to try and get that off of them, and then again sort them, and Mom would pretty much pack them then how she wanted them. And some of the, I don't know just where, restaurants, some of them wanted the big tomatoes,
Mhm.
so one slice would cover a sandwich.
Wow.
Which
Keelers.
was,
Keelers.
Used to
Okay.
pack a half bag, used to take like 2 half bushels a week, and we'd always get the big, like the beefsteak tomatoes, because that's what they would use on the sandwiches.
Mm.
We had kept special ones for them. Used to take the tomatoes into the wholesaler, and sometimes she'd take some to like the Grand Union, a couple half bushels, and
Mhm.
we had a few customers that we used to sell to.
Okay.